Hi, welcome to today's deep dive lessons from the Richest Man in Babylon book, The Role of Humility in Building Wealth. Humility was a powerful trait that helped many in Babylon become wealthy. They accepted that they did not know everything and were willing to learn. They asked for advice and followed it. They did not let pride stop them from making good decisions. Those who were humble also avoided showing off. They lived simply even after they gained wealth. This protected them from jealousy, waste, and foolish spending. Humility allowed them to grow without distraction. They focused on their goals instead of trying to impress others. In the end, they built wealth that was strong and quiet, not loud and fragile. Spending with purpose. In Babylon, money was not spent without thought. The wise made sure that every coin had a purpose. Before buying something, they asked whether it helped them live better, work better, or prepare for the future. If not, they chose not to spend. This careful thinking turned their spending into an investment. Even their personal expenses were planned so they could still save and invest. This habit of spending with purpose kept them from falling into debt or regret. It gave them control over their lives. They used money as a servant, not as a master. Protecting wealth from loss. Wealth once earned had to be protected. In Babylon, many people lost everything because they invested in things they did not understand. Others trusted the wrong people. The wise were careful. They asked questions and studied before they put their money anywhere. They never chased high returns or rushed into deals. They preferred slow and steady growth. They also protected their homes and belongings and avoided unnecessary risks. Wealth was not just about growing it, but also about keeping it safe. This made them strong even when others around them lost their fortune. Using wealth to serve others. As their fortunes grew, many in Babylon used their wealth to help others. They did not give away everything, but they supported causes that mattered to them. They helped the poor, taught others about money, and invested in their communities. This made their cities stronger and brought them joy. Helping others also reminded them of where they came from and kept them grounded. Their giving was thoughtful and planned, not wasteful or foolish. They knew that helping others build wealth created more success for everyone. Wealth that was shared wisely became a blessing that returned many times over. Financial independence as a way of life. The goal of many in Babylon was not just to be rich, but to be independent. They wanted the freedom to make choices without fear or pressure. This independence came from saving, living below their means, and creating strong income sources. It also came from planning ahead and avoiding debt. Financial independence allowed them to focus on what mattered most. They could rest, spend time with loved ones, and work on things they cared about. It gave them peace of mind and strength. They knew that wealth was not about having more, but about needing less and having control. Facing difficult times with courage. Even in Babylon, there were hard times. Crops failed, prices rose, and trade slowed. But those who had prepared were not afraid. They had savings to carry them through. They also had strong habits and wise minds. They did not panic or blame others. Instead, they stayed calm, adjusted their plans, and looked for new opportunities. Their courage and preparation turned problems into chances for growth. They taught others how to stay strong, and many followed their example. Facing hard times with courage made them not only wealthy but also wise and respected. Making money work for you. In Babylon, the wise did not work for money all their lives. They made their money work for them. They invested in businesses, in land, and in trade. They loaned money to others for fair interest. These investments brought income even when they were not working. This gave them time and freedom. Their goal was always to build assets that grew by themselves. They understood that money sitting still did nothing, but money put to work grew like a tree. The earlier they started, the more their wealth grew. They used their knowledge and discipline to keep their money active and safe. The power of community support. No one built wealth alone in Babylon. The city was filled with people who helped each other learn and grow. Neighbors shared advice, families planned together, and merchants traded fairly. This support made everyone stronger. When one person succeeded, they helped others. This created a culture of trust and growth. People did not hide their wisdom, but shared it freely. This made the city a place where anyone who was willing to learn and work could rise. The strength of the community was one of the keys to its lasting prosperity. Measuring progress with clarity. Those who built wealth in Babylon kept track of their progress. They wrote down their income, their savings, and their expenses. This helped them make smart decisions. They knew where their money was going and where it was coming from. This habit of measuring kept them focused and honest with themselves. It showed them what was working and what needed to change. They did not fear numbers, but used them as tools. With clear records, they planned better and grew faster. Measuring progress was a sign of seriousness and commitment. The joy of financial freedom. The final reward for all their effort was the joy of financial freedom. In Babylon, those who followed the right steps found peace and happiness. They no longer worried about money. They lived with purpose, helped others, and enjoyed life. Their days were filled with meaning, not fear. They had time for learning, for family, and for rest. Financial freedom gave them the power to live on their own terms. It was not about wealth alone, but about having choices and being able to follow their hearts. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1%.